Welcome to the Whispering Root, where darkness speaks and we listen. Some stories were never meant to be told, some secrets were meant to stay buried. But here, in the shadows, we uncover true horror confessions, occult mysteries, and the chilling whispers of the unknown. Subscribe and let the darkness take root. But remember, once you hear the whispers, you can never unhear them. Some things should never be disturbed. Some traditions are not just superstition, but warnings left by those who know the consequences. Tonight, we dive into Reddit confessions of people who learned too late why you never mess with voodoo. My grandmother was from Haiti, and she always warned me about disrespecting the spirits. But as a teenager, I thought it was all just stories. That changed when my cousin and I found an old voodoo doll in the attic. It was wrapped in twine, covered in dirt, and smelled like old incense. We thought it'd be funny to burn it. Big mistake. That night, we threw it into the fire pit. It wouldn't burn. The flames danced around it, but the doll just sat there, untouched. Then the fire went out completely. We were terrified. My cousin tried to toss it away in the river, but the next morning it was on our porch, wet, muddy, but perfectly intact. That's when the nightmare started. Shadow figures in the corners of our rooms, whispers in a language we didn't understand. My cousin got sick, feverish, and delirious. So desperately, we went to told my grandmother. She slapped me so hard I saw stars. Then she rushed us to a local priestess. The moment she saw the doll, she gasped, "This was never meant to be found." That night, she performed a ceremony. But before she could finish, every candle in the house went out. We heard scratching in the walls, a low growl in the darkness, and the next morning, the doll was gone. My cousin got better, but we never spoke again. And we swear to my grandmother we would never fuck with voodoo ever again. I worked in a small town bar in Louisiana. We had a regular named Miss L and an older lady who practiced voodoo. Most people respected her, but one guy, let's call him Jake, decided to mock her, laughing at her crazy beliefs. He knocked over her drink, called her a fraud, and even tried to grab one of her charms. She just stared at him and whispered, "You will learn to respect soon enough." 2 days later, Jake came back, looking like he hadn't slept in weeks. He was shaking, pale, and mumbling about something in his room at night. He said he felt invisible hands grabbing at him, and he kept waking up in the middle of the night with deep scratches on his back. At first, we thought it was just paranoia. But then he stopped coming altogether. A week later, his roommate told us Jake had disappeared. His apartment was trashed with claw marks on the walls, his bed sheets torn to shreds. They found him 3 states away in a hospital, catatonic, muttering something in Creole, a language he didn't even speak. The only thing he ever said clearly was, "She was right." Some people say voodoo is just a folklore, but those who have seen its power firsthand know better. You don't have to believe in it for it to believe in you. So the next time you think about disrespecting something you don't understand, just remember these stories. Have you ever had an experience with something unnatural? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy these true horror confessions, subscribe to the Whispering Group for more stories that will keep you up at night. Until next time, sleep well if you can.